What's going on, Knicks fans? I want you to like this video if Obi Toppin deserves more minutes. He had probably the best game of his young NBA career last night in a win over the Charlotte Hornets. And if you want to see more Obi Toppin minutes, go down right now and like this video. Welcome into New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. In today's show, we're going to touch on the latest rumors that the Knicks may pursue Bradley Beal in NBA free agency. But first, we got to talk about Obi Toppin and what he did last night against the Charlotte Hornets. One of his best games of his young NBA career. He finally showed the promise and the flashes that we thought he could be coming out of Dayton. Not only did he post great stats, but he was a game high plus 19. 0 turnovers, and he shot 50% from deep. He went 2 of 4 from beyond the three-point arc. 18 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, shot 8 of 11 from the field, and played 39 minutes. This was the type of player that the Knicks thought they were getting back when they selected him 8th overall out of Dayton. And this is a wild stat. This is only his second game in his NBA career that he has played more than 28 minutes. Shout out to Tom Thibodeau for that. Nobody gets more experience and gets the veterans more minutes than Tom Thibodeau does. He just refuses to play Obi Toppin the minutes he deserves. For him to only have 2 career games with more than 28 minutes, that's a crime, and we all know that we want to see more Obi Toppin on the floor because he is what, they spent expensive assets on him with the first overall pick, the number 8 pick in the 2020 NBA draft. Tom Thibodeau, he sung the praises of Obi last night after his career high, and he said this. He made a number of good plays, running the floor, moving it side to side, shot when he was open, drove it, and made the extra pass. He had a great floor game, so I think that helped us a ton. The silver lining, when you're shorthanded like this, is your young guys are getting an opportunity to play, and they're learning and growing. So it's good. And oftentimes, that's how a guy gets going in this league. The thing is, it shouldn't have taken Julius Randle to be out, Mitchell Robinson to be out, for Obi Toppin to get these types of minutes. We finally saw the player he could be. He was running the floor. He was rebounding the ball. He had high energy on defense, and he made great passes when he had to. 6 assists for Obi Toppin. That's a steal. If this guy can be a playmaker like that down the line, the Knicks would have got one of the best players in that draft. From now on, the rest 9 or 10 games of this season, Obi Toppin needs to be a focal point. We need to know the type of player that we're going to get out of Toppin heading into year 3 of his NBA career. We can't continuously glue this guy to the bench because we'll never know the type of player that he could be down the line. I loved what I saw from Obi Toppin. When you play like that, the saying makes sense. Ain't no stopping Obi Toppin. And that's what he did last night. 18, 11, and 6, a game high in plus minus. And he was just all over the floor. His energy was crazy, and that's the type of player he is. I loved seeing that out of Obi last night. But let me know. Should he start the rest of the season? There's about 9 games left in the 2022 NBA season. And should he start the rest of those games? If you think so, type S for starter or go down and type B for he should stay coming off the bench. I want to remind you guys to subscribe. If this is your first time watching a New York Knicks Now video by Chat Sports, go down and hit that big red button. We just crossed over 5,000 subs. Now we're trying to get to 5.5 thousand subs. When Knicks news happens, when Knicks rumors pop up, we break it down on this channel. So go subscribe and hit that big red button. This latest Bradley Beal rumor is brought to you by yours truly, Fansided. They said the Knicks must target Bradley Beal in free agency, and that'd be great because Beal is a bona fide superstar in the association. But the thing is, it sounds like he's going to re-sign with the Washington Wizards. I'm not sure what his, reason for staying with Washington is after all of these bad season after bad season. Maybe he's just a bag man. Maybe he just wants to secure the bag and count his dollars and not worry about competing in the association and trying to get to the playoffs, which I'm cool with. But if he did want to make a move, the Knicks, they should be all in on him because he is still just 28 years old. And what he's done in the past 4 seasons, he averaged over 30 points twice, Before he got hurt this year, he was averaging 23 points per game and 6.6 assists. He's improved as a playmaker. He was the leader and the lead guard in that Wizards offense this year. Back in 2018, he played 82 games. But since then, he hasn't played a full season, and that's really the only holdback and drawback I have from Bradley Beal. He's been injured from time to time, but when you look at it, this guy is a legit superstar. Getting him in New York, in the mecca of basketball, would turn the fortune of this franchise. This guy's dropped 50 points multiple times in his NBA career, and we haven't had a scorer like that since Carmelo Anthony, 3 to the dome. But when you look at it from a perspective, if you could pair Bradley Beal and RJ Barrett together, that would be a fire 1-2 punch. Bradley Beal, he can be your lead guard. He's not a true bona fide point guard, but we'll pull up the stats in a second. Before he got hurt, in the last 20 games, he was averaging over 7 assists. So he could be your lead guard, and RJ Barrett could be your Batman. I think you'd have to trade Julius Randle in a sign and trade for Bradley Beal, and I'd be cool with that. I'm ready for Julius Randle to go. His time has just run out with New York. I'm ready for him to be out, and I want someone new in. And if it's Bradley Beal, I'd be one of the happiest men on this earth. But be the GM. Should the Knicks sign Bradley Beal? It's going to be a max contract. There are some injuries issues. He's 28 years old. I want to hear from you right now. Go down in the comments, type Y for yes, or go down and type N for no. We'll continue to talk about Bradley Beal in just a second, but I want to tell you about this awesome deal we got going on at Fanatics. When you go to chatsports.com/Knicks sale, we have all types of Knicks gear on sale. Zip-up hoodies, backpacks, shirts, hoodies, anything you can think of Knicks related, we've got it. And this is official New York Knicks gear. Not some knockoff stuff that you get on the side of the street. This is A1 stuff. So if you want some of it, go to chatsports.com/Knicks sale. I promise you, you won't be upset about it. This is real deal stuff, and all of it is for a low price. And those won't last forever, so I'll put the link in the comments and the description of this video. Click on it, shop, and get some Knicks swag. I'd go all in on Bradley Beal. You don't come across players like him. This is a guy that could put up 30 any single night, and he continues to get better as a player. And then what he did in his last 20 games before hurting his wrists, which put him out for the season, shows you that he is evolving as a player. Averaged 7.5 assists in the last 20 games, 24 points per game, shot 47% from the field, and 35% from beyond the three-point line. This guy would come in and set Madison Square Garden on fire. Could you just imagine hearing the Madison Square Garden crowd chanting, Bradley Beal, Bradley Beal. Imagine him dropping 50 points on a weeknight in Madison Square Garden where RJ Barrett supports him with a 25 or 30-piece nugget. This would be a great 1-2 tandem in New York, and I think it would bring them to respectability back in the Eastern Conference. The Knicks, they're going to make a big move this summer. I can almost guarantee that. Whether it's Bradley Beal, whether it's Damian Lillard, whether it's Donovan Mitchell or De'Aaron Fox, they're going to add someone that's going to be a lead guard for this team for the next season. Another way you can stay up to date with more New York Knicks news and rumors is on my Twitter. So give me a follow at @MarshallGreen_. And if you made it this far in the video, give us a like. All the real ones finish all the videos, and I'm sure you already gave us a like. But if you haven't, hit that like button and give me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_.